Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Midnight Ride with the Gray Man Prepping. Hope everybody's doing good out there, and I hope the power comes back on for Mother Earth Garden Club. All right, let's see who's all in here. Make sure I got everybody accounted for because I noticed I missed one. So let's go on here. We got first one in about an hour and a half ago was Walt Rogers, then Troop 1351, followed by Shady Hill Homestead, then Mother Earth Garden Club. Chef Tech came in, chit-chatting there back and forth. Kaylin's Train came in, Howie, Food Forest Permaculture, Lewis, it's the Marshmallow Man. Jay is in the house. Good, everybody's chit-chatting back and forth. Diana 2 is here. Granny Karen is here. And going on down here. And Savage Lee is in here, which is interesting. I was watching the numbers up here in the top corner of my screen. There it is, up over there. Yeah, there we go. There's a counter that shows who's number of watching according to StreamYard, and it's pretty much the same as, well, it's a little bit different. It says 16, it just dropped to 15, and YouTube went from 14 up to 15, but a while ago they were both up to 17, and they dropped down. It's like, I guess I had a bunch of trolls come in, and they saw they couldn't make comments unless they subscribed, so they all left. Darn, breaks my heart. All righty, let's see here. So for tonight, let's go and get this one here. There we go. Change the banner down at the bottom there. All righty. So let's get over here and get this out of the way over on this side here because we're done with that. And bring up the news. Oh, yeah, I got 18 things to cover tonight, and a bunch of them, 5, 6, 7 of them were emailed to me from you, and so I appreciate those that sent in stuff. So let's start down here. I almost want to change the background here, but all right. So the county where Staff Sergeant currently is, where we have our big house down there in California, says Contra Costa begins mapping prejudice in property records. And basically they're trying to get rid of identifiers as he or she. That's the prejudice. So they just want to go, this person named, going by the name of, instead of he or he's, they want to take that, it's like they're wasting a bunch of money. Ticks me off. All right, Kaylin sent me one here. Eye drops to recall again. Now, more eye drops are being recalled. Google it yourself, see what the current ones are, and whether they're being recalled in your state or not. And Shadow Scout Suite is in the house. Woohoo! All righty. Next one. California ranks dead last in this important metric from U.S. News. I can't remember what that metric, what it was. So let's go in there and look at that one. What is the important metric that they made a big headline? California ranks dead last in this important one. Oh, I'm about to puke. A new ranking released Tuesday by U.S. News and World Report says California is 37th best overall. In other words, down, 37 means there's 15 below. So it's not dead last. I mean, I just like the way they think it's a headline. And in meeting the diversity needs of its residents. Probably because why they're not dead last is because the east side up in the mountains aren't a bunch of whiny snowflakes, and they say we don't have any diversity needs up here. We're human beings. Jeez. Oh, it's dead last in meeting its diversity needs. They don't need a diversity needs. Jeez. Okay, the next one. Home values plummet. That's the headline. Homes value plummet. And it's part of the package deal. So once I open up, it says homes value public / Disney hack / free burger / $8 a gallon gas at California business. And of course, the $8 one we talked about last week, but they're still harping on it. Some weenie left-wing crying professor down at UCLA says, oh, I think we're going to have $8 gas. This is why. But wait a minute, gas prices are dropping. Wait a minute. This guy needs to realize Biden's no longer president. Oh, man. And okay, so but let's go to the home value ones. This is the reset. They've been talking about this for the last 7 years that they're expecting another reset, and it kept on creeping up. Some areas have dropped a little bit, kept on creeping up. This week in California business news, home values are forecasted to fall in 6 metro areas across the state. All right, let's go into get it more valued here. See what it says here. Come on, open it up. Okay, which ones? Okay, according to Zillow, which has always been wrong in the San Francisco Bay Area for people whose houses I know their value of, and they go, oh, yeah, it's this. Okay, homes are expected to drop in value by more than 5% year over year in several California markets, according to a recent Zillow forecast. Okay, they said 5% year over year. The next paragraph, the real estate's website forecast showed a 1.9 projected drop. Gee, it went from 5% down to only 1.9. And that's the normal fluctuation there. I've seen it more than that. So, okay, so these are the ones with the big drops on it. Ukiah area. Ukiah's a little. Why am I putting Ukiah in there? It's not a major metropolitan one like they're claiming. It's a little. Anyways, 9%. Eureka, also another little small podunk one. 7.3%. Clear Lake, another a tourist area for camping. 5.5%. Chico, well they do have the State University up there. 5.4. San Francisco 5.2. Santa Rosa 5.2. Yeah, probably because some of those outlying areas that are not major metropolitan areas, but we're in commute distance, we're jacking their prices up, and people aren't commuting from there. So yeah. All right, let's go back here. Let's see. Hey, Moon Over Miami's here. If the barrel price drops, the Democrats raise it. Oh, we can raise it, and they're not going to see a change at the pumps, and we get more money from them. All right. I'm going to knock two off at once because they're both the great nuisance of California. The one headline, Newsom pressures cities to ban homeless encampments, where a couple of years ago he goes, send us all your homeless, we'll take care of them, we'll register them as Democrats. And he goes, no more excuses. You got to ban the homeless encampments. I got to run for president in 3.5 years, in 3 years or whatever. And the other one was Newsom reverses course on free health care for undocumented. Okay, no, it's not undocumented. Reverses course on health care for illegal aliens who have criminally entered the state. Again, he's changing his thing so he can seem not the left-wing wingnut he is, and more moderate, so he has a better chance on trying to win stuff. And of course, he is Nancy Pelosi's, Miss Plastic Face's nephew. And Myra Page is in the house. Woo-hoo. All right, so let's get rid of that one and that one. And let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Next one. 8 million California's insurance at stake on proposed Medicaid cuts. Is Medicaid, which one's, is Medicaid state and Medicare is federal, right? I'm not sure. Let me go and read it here. Wait, it said what? Let me go, hang on. It said at the back here, it said 8 million Californians. In here it says more than 14 million Californians are enrolled in the program. So they said, all right, in the article it calls it Medi-Cal. So it's California's only. Oh, wait a minute. The legislature, they're cutting all the fluff money for all the quote survey, all the studies and stuff they're doing. They're not supposed to be doing. That's supposed to be for other agencies. They're supposed to be concentrating on healthcare stuff and not doing studies and crap. So they're cutting all and say, so we're gonna have to cut Medicare dollars for all these people because we got to keep doing these BS studies. But this is specifically says Medi-Cal in the article. Yeah, they got to they're trying to the federal government make them stop doing studies. All right, I got to go into this one here. Homeland Security investigates California over federal benefits for immigrants. Yes, they're gonna hopefully it will arrest some of those ones, including the great Lord Nuisance, and hopefully they'll arrest them, a bunch of them, and get rid of them and stop the waste and fraud in California. That's what that one is. All right. Next one, Rite Aid to close 21 stores in California amid bankruptcy. Check for your state how many Rite Aid stores may be closing in your state over the bankruptcy stuff, on the ongoing bankruptcy crap. This is one the demon rats have tried to hide, and mainstream media has tried to hide. All right, you ready for this one? Inflation rate drops to 4-year low. Okay. And then how prices in California compare. Well, if the state would quit jacking crap up and adding extra taxes to it, it would be comparable to everybody else's. All right. This one, I so wish we could go with a different version of the Constitution. which dictates when someone does something not in the best interest of the people, a political person, a judge, a prosecutor, legislature, they get 30 lashes for 30 days. They are thrown in solitary confinement to languish without medical treatment for 30 days, and then they're hung. Anyways, this is judge reduces Melendez brothers' murder sentences, giving them a shot at freedom. Oh, hell no. Oh, CD's in the house. Woohoo! Tammy Harder's here. All right. Oh, drop the phone in the garden. Uh-oh. All right. Let me get rid of that one. All right. That's just another stupid. What I want to say on that is it would get me kicked off here. Guys, you're going to love this one. This was sent to me by Kaylin, I believe. Yes, it was sent to me by Kaylin. Get in here. Homegrown food with fewer chemicals. A Brazilian scientist wins World Food Prize for showing the way. Yes. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop this link in here for this article. You guys can go read it yourself. It's a short link, so it'll fit in there. Yeah, the guy quotes in here, I still can't believe it. Everybody said my whole life, it's improbable. You're going the wrong way. Just go to things like chemicals and so on. And the guy's going opposite way. So, or this gal is. Yeah, it's gal. All right. And that's who she is. Then there's a video in there too, in the article, so you guys can watch it and stuff. Yeah. So, scientists are saying, it's healthier to go without chemicals. Yes. Who would have thunk? The head of the EPA wants to kill a feature in newer cars that most drivers hate. And I'm not even going into the article, but I said, you know, when you pull up, if you're driving with the newest cars and stuff, and you pull up to a stoplight, and to save gas, it shuts off the car. And then you got to start it back up again to go, or push on the vent and get something so it starts up and goes. They've known for years that shut off, started up actually burns more fuel than the car would idle through unless you're sitting there for 5 minutes. All right, so that's the EPA one there. Go ahead and clear that nicely. Next one, a federal grand jury indicts a Wisconsin judge on charges she helped a man in the country illegally evade U.S. immigration authorities. So the guy was in her. The illegal immigrant was in her court for some other charges. Someone came in and said, "Hey, there's immigration officials out there waiting for you to either arrest sentence the guy or cut him free." She goes all bananas. She's a far, 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 far left hanky ringing snowflake, and stops court, goes out there screaming, yeah, blah 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 blah. Says, we got to go see the senior judge, blah blah blah. Come with me, and and to see if this warrant's good, blah blah blah. Goes up, sneaks back down while the judge, other judge is talking. Comes back down, takes him and his attorney out a door they're not supposed to go through to get him out of the courthouse. I didn't do that. Yeah, she definitely needs to go to jail. Hang her ass out to do it. Iowa governor requests SNAP exclusions of taxable foods. Good call there. From what I read the article over it, they're getting rid. You can't do, well, partially good call, partially. Getting rid of soft drinks. You can't use SNAP on soft drinks. You cannot use SNAP on Twinkies. But evidently, you can't want to exclude using SNAP on buying seeds or vegetable plants to plant in your garden, because wow, growing food there, paying for a little bit for the plant and getting 3 times as much money saved on vegetables. Wow, no, we got to ban that. We can't pay for that. Yeah, so that they, half of it they're good on, the other half they're screwing. The Iowa legislatures are screwing that up. Kaylin, send nasty emails to them. Tell them to pull their heads out and have them give them more money for growing plants and stuff, and maybe even let them buy potting soil too to make sure the plants grow good. All right. What the heck? Oh, it jumped on me. Go back down here. There we go. Okay, here we go. So this is a warning from the FDA. This is not me. This is the FDA saying this, YouTube. And so this is in the news. And if you guys want it, you can go look at it at AOL.com for it. And I'm going to drop the link in here for it. And you guys can go look at it too. But basically, it's the headline. The thing is a jibbity jab warning to seniors from the FDA not to get the, I can't even pronounce this, CHIKUNGUNYA jabbity jab, because what it's supposed to do and the side effects way outweigh what the good this jibbity jab is supposed to do. So anybody over 60, they're recommending don't get it. When they say that, I'm saying anybody don't get it then, because it's not good for them. JHT Survival, good evening, sir or ma'am. Looks like a yeah. Anyways, yeah. Good evening. So yeah, so if your doctor says you need to get this, say, the FDA says I'm not supposed to get it. Harvard scientist, hang on, let me go into this one here so I can put the name up here. I'm just going to put it up here. All right, so this is the headline. I'm going to put it here so you guys can actually read it. And this is again, this was on thehill.com. Harvard scientist, whatever her name is, charged with smuggling as she fights deportation. Charge her of both finer and deporter. Yeah, she's one of these other, yeah. Anyways, yeah, you get rid of her. And the last headline news here. 6 California hospitals at immediate risk for closure. New analysis said. The subheadline says these are among the 300 hospitals at risk across the U.S., so 6 in California, 300 for the whole nation, while Medicaid changes are considered. Oh yeah, you can't change what's approved automatically, and there's got to be verification on what is ordered, and you have to stay in line with certain pricing. You can't jab and rip us off. Rebel Canners in the house, lurking and sleeping. So yeah, they're saying, these are at risk because they can't charge these enormous fees. You know, they're putting limits on the fees they can charge. Hospitals should not be for profit. I'm sorry. Hospitals should not be for profit. All right. And that was the last one on that. And we got 3 more. And those are just YouTube ones. Okay. I just got some note. I was just seeing if I got another one came in, but it wasn't. It was just a YouTube notification. Hang on. I dropped about so it's about an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes ago. About an hour and 20 minutes ago, a video of the Rangers coming down here. I got to see what it's showing. Let me go up here on it right now. Hit the refresh button on this. Before about 45 minutes ago. Okay, it's at 3,026 views, and most of it was between 6 and 7 Mountain Time. So that's between 8 and 9 Eastern Time. And that one just blew up. I was like, whoa. We'll see if it continues on. But yeah. Go ahead, and there's the linkity link for anybody who wants to come up here. All righty. And I gotta change something. I'm gonna get rid of this one here. There we go. We got all the zombies out here. Mark, we're surrounded by zombies. Look at that. Yeah. We're surrounded by zombies in San Francisco.
Well, you're in San Francisco. I'm not.
Wait a minute. Let me get the buildings for Philadelphia and put up there.
Yeah, close.
Oh man, yeah.
Every time the fuel price goes down, the fuel price at the pump doesn't really seem to change that much. Why? They probably just keep raising the fuel tax
or adding delivery charges to it.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
that's like eBay. You know, you sell $1,000 TV for $1. I want it for $1. What do you mean it's $999 to ship it? Because shipping and handling, eBay doesn't collect a fee from.
Yeah.
They'll collect their fee from the dollar.
Lewis is trying to come up, but it's not bringing. There's his picture. There's his picture.
That's that Canadian internet you got going there.
Yeah.
You know, if you were part of the United States, you'd have better internet. Oh.
yeah, for sure.
Oh man. Yeah,
I did that. You shouldn't get charged at the hospital because you go for a heart attack, you get charged $30,000 just to have a second heart attack.
Yeah.
And Prepper 101's in the house.
Wait, I'm not a raccoon tonight. I'm a dog, but thank you for noticing.
So right after I videoed or uploaded that video, the staff sergeant called, and I'm talking to her. All of a sudden, in here in the house, it sounded like Santa and 2,000 reindeer were landing on the roof.
Cool.
I'm like, what the heck? And it's the whole house just a little bit of vibrating. Go out there and got hail about that big, maybe
marble sized.
Not half. Well, maybe size of a 22 bullet. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a 25 caliber bullet. Just coming down. It's like, holy crap! I'm looking out there, and I'm watching the leaves on the tomato plants that I planted,
Get shredded.
not shredded, they're just bouncing. I'm looking at the good peppers there going, their leaves are going, oh, crap. However, I only had 6 tomatoes planted. I got 18 more being hardened out there under the metal cover. So,
yeah, but now all those tomato plants are deaf.
Yeah, they can't hear. Here's the thing: I went out there to record it with with my Motorola non-cell phone that I'm just using as a camera because it's got great camera on it. You can hear me fine. I'm shouting over the loud. You can't even hear it beating on the roof. It's sound correcting it. It's like, what the crap? So I want the background noise in there. Somehow it's trying to eliminate the background noise.
It's a silent hail. They should make a movie called Silent Hail and film it with your camera.
Oh man. Yeah. So the wife looks like 99.9% sure she's coming up on Saturday. She's trying to get some stuff done. She's going to try to get the. She's got to go. She's going down to her mom's tomorrow to get some stuff, finish getting stuff squared away there, and her mom was freaking out. Unfortunately, her mom's starting to lose it. Not my words, the staff sergeant's words. She's 80. She'll be 81 in December, and she's constantly checking. My staff sergeant says she's worse than all of our kids put together on social media.
Mm.
And she's and she's checking her email, and she saw an email pop up for a second and disappear. And it's like, it sounds like Gmail goes, oh, wait a minute, that's spam, and slammed it to the spam folder. And she was freaked. She called staff sergeant. Oh, something's wrong. Blah blah blah. It's like, yeah. Well, it may be that it turns out to be a blocked one that the staff sergeant blocked on purpose because they were trying to scam her mother. So, what snow? Where are you? Who got snow? Oh, Prepper 101. We got snow today. Oh. Was that snow or was that a bunch of left-wing snowflakes moving into the area?
Don't say that word, okay? Just don't say that 4-letter word.
Come on, he's got his fruit trees in. Everything's going good. Yeah, leave it away from Lewis.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I've transplanted 2 cherry trees because the neighbor's got a shed going up that's about the size of a house for his property maintenance gig, and he wanted me to. He's got to move the fence line there. It's about 3 feet over from the property line to his side, and he kind of wants it back a little, So I had to transplant 2 cherry trees, and they're flowering. They're not. They're taking, but not as fast as the other one I got. Like I used the backhoe to transplant them, and I'm surprised that I'm surprised they're taking, but I'm even more surprised they got flowers on them. So I got 2 peach trees, 3 peach trees, but 2 of them are bare root, and I think they've been in for like 2 years. This will be the second summer I've had them. And they're flowering, and I got one. Yeah, so I'm not expecting too much out of it. Like maybe off the 1 cherry tree, maybe off the 1 peach tree because it was from seed. The 2 apple trees, the pear trees, I don't know about. So. Yeah. I got my potatoes popping out. strawberries flowering, right? So
Yeah, our
it's
weather
just
here took a drop on us too. Let me hit a refresh on it, see what the temperature is out there. Well, it's 52 degrees. Was the high? Was around about the high today. Low is going to be 35. Fortunately, it warms back up into the 40s by Saturday. But
yeah.
we got rain, or either during the day, rain at tomorrow afternoon, rain Saturday afternoon, rain Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and then sunny on Wednesday. And it's a cold rain.
Today we got into the 70s. I think it might have been 72 or 73.
Yeah.
But I can tell you it was 22 Celsius, 23 Celsius today. So whatever that is, I think it's in the low 70s. So we got a little bit of a heat spell. It'll drop a little bit down to the mid 60s again, but
yeah, you'll keep it for a while.
22
Yeah.
is
It's,
71.6. 71.6 Fahrenheit.
It's 68 here now. It was up to 75 and overcast and raining for the last 3 days here.
Yeah, last weekend we were in the 80s here, both days. It's well, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Oh, I had a big bag of sunflower seeds. A lot of seeds. That's a lot of seeds. Little of the little black sunflower seeds that I got from California, and I put them out front. I soaked them for a couple hours, and I went out there and just drizzled them on the ground, where I want to grow up as a windbreak. And then I took the leaf rake and I just kind of drug it over, and they all turned into nicely rototilled soil I did out there, and forgot the video. And once I finally got the PTO to slide on, it's like crap. We got rain coming. I went out. I just hopped on. I was rototilling everywhere as fast as I could that night, and so I put all those seeds in, raked it up. Got a couple thing of water and drizzled some water over it because I haven't been able to get all the hoses hooked up yet. And I was worried. Okay, if they start to sprout, is it going to be okay? And then the rain came, and it rained last night and today.
You're going to get a patch of 50 sunflowers in about a 3 square foot area, and the rest will be bare because they all flushed over to one side.
Well, thing is, it's slightly angled down the one way and then comes across the bottom. But I did about 3 foot wide down, about 3 foot wide across, and none of the water went because it's so rototilled. The water all soaked in, except for right next to the sidewalk to the front door and the driveway. There, you see a little bit of puddling where so much water flowed off into that area that it couldn't all soak in. But I'm hoping. But if I wind up with a tenth of those coming up,
that's why I'm big on rototilling when I get my stuff in the fall, like the manure and compost in the fall, just to break up the weeds and mix everything in for decomposition and the manure too, right?
Yeah.
But when spring comes again, it's the weeds again, and I just got 8 square yards because I expanded one garden and got some more tires for potatoes. So I got to do that. But whatever I got left over, I rototiller that again, and I've already rototilled my garden twice already. So when I get the dirt in, it'll be a third time because I want the soil to dry and rade up and out so that when I go to plant everything, I can water, not have the hose open with no nozzle on it, like a shower on it. So I can water it really well, and everything will get compacted so that when it does rain, something like that, nothing gets washed away.
Yeah.
because I try to do it like Howie does, but the rotor tilling I find really helps.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
reason I rotor tilled out here because last year I put that dirt in, and I need to rotor till all the green stuff in because it was virgin dirt.
That's why I took
look.
a bunch in my field, because it
Yeah.
had been farmed in probably 25 years, and it was
Yeah.
packed in there pretty good. It sort of drains, and
Yeah.
I ran the tiller in a bunch of stripes and threw a bunch of deer plot stuff in, and they're growing. I went out there and stopped on the way down from upstate PA and stopped at the property quick to take a look and took a short video. I was like, holy crap, everything's grown except my tomatoes. None of the tomatoes came up. I'm like, yeah, well, you know what? It was worth a shot. They were in the freezer for 6 months.
The tomatoes I find to be very funny that way. I have a bit of a hard time with, not that I get a lot of weeds, but I do get weeds. And when I start tomato plants from seed in the garden, I have a hard time distinguishing the tomato plants from weeds.
I think I got wet because it got really swampy down there, and there's deer tracks everywhere, which is good. They're not by the cabin; they're out in the field, and that's why the neighbor wants to hunt there this spring or this fall.
Yeah. When it comes to tomatoes, I always do the tomatoes on the wet paper towel with in darkness.
Yeah. Oh no, mine were in the freezer from my pulp when I processed all my tomatoes.
Yeah.
And I froze them, and then I thawed them out and dried them out and took them out to the property and just threw them everywhere after I tilled, and then tilled over it to get them down in the dirt a little bit. But I mean, it was 2 weeks and I didn't see anything, but you never know. I might go back in next week and be like, holy crap, I got 4,000 tomato plants coming up. Cool.
Yeah. Plus the reason why I like starting them in late February, early March, they're still in my green room, and some of them are starting to show the flowers where the tomatoes would grow, right? So
you gotta get them out of there and in the ground.
Yeah, and I plan on if the weather. That's why I don't want the snow, because May 2/4 is the last frost date, or between May 2/4 and June 1st, right? So I'm planning on by the end of the weekend with work and the dirt and that, getting them outside, right?
Yeah.
I don't want the snow. I don't want the frost. Maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but I want to at least harden them off somewhat before I get them into the ground.
Yeah,
that's a good idea. I get it.
All right. I'm trying to find something here. It's not giving it to me here. Unless is it down in here? No, it's not there. All right, hang on, let me go up to the top. No.
So I picked up more radish seeds, pea seeds, and clover seeds at my farm store. They still had them in the bins. And I asked the guy, I said, hey, you guys get this stuff in the big bags? He's like, yeah. So can I buy a whole bag next year? He's like, sure. Just let us know and we'll order an extra bag. I'm like, perfect. So I can do my entire 4 acres. If I'm not doing anything out there, I'll till up a lot of it and
there it is.
Load it up with clover or something.
Yeah, if you're doing it something like that, like how farmers do, they'll either let the weeds grow in or something or another grow in just to keep the soil there.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I have to mow my field like every 4 weeks because it just grows with everything. But I prefer to have something that's a little more beneficial or fun. So like clover or peas or something just to grow. And there's so many seeds blowing around out there from all the weeds. I got milkweed. You name it, it's growing in my field.
Oh, man. Let me tell you, like last year, because work was picking up for me a little bit, my garden had next to no time to pull weeds.
Oh, yeah, that sucks.
I still got good carrots. I still got jalapeno peppers. I still got potatoes and some tomatoes, right?
Yeah,
and
the weeds took over. Yeah.
pretty much, right? Like, and
I lost 100 onions one year because of that. It rained on and off so much, and I didn't get a chance to go in my own little garden. And all the onions, they were coming up, and they're looking great. And I go out there like 4 weeks later, I couldn't see a single one. It was just weeds everywhere. I'm like, oh. And if I started pulling them, it pulled the onions out. I'm like, well, whatever. Okay.
All right, I'm putting a poll up here just a second here. There we go.
A poll? Do we have to dance?
Yeah. All right, so I was thinking about doing either on Sunday or Wednesday about noon Mountain Time, start reading from my novels, for an hour, going over the storyline, what's everybody's doing, and then putting it out there. So basically, either actually I shouldn't have put yes. I shouldn't have put
yeah.
yes.
You got two separate questions. Do you want me to do it yes or no? And do you want me to do it Saturday or Sunday?
Well, so basically, forget yes.
Well,
Forget yes. Yeah, you go back and change it. So either no, don't worry about it, and if it's a yes, either Saturday or Sunday. I mean Sunday or Wednesday. So Sunday or Wednesday is a yes for that day, or no, it's just. But it says 75% yes right now.
Yeah, 75% yes. Whenever you want, buddy. You only have 2 days to choose from. So
I can't guarantee I'll be there for the live stream, but I can tell you this much. Because I know somebody that writes novels, okay, it'd be interesting to hear them, whether I watch the replay or watch the live.
Okay, so right now it says
yes.
All right, it says yes, 60%. It was 40% on Sunday. Now it's 20 on Sunday, 20 on Wednesday. So
yeah, you got 5 votes. So
I put it this way: there's no no's on there yet.
Oh, I can change mine if you want.
So, no, okay. It's ever. So.
Yeah, the boss has got me doing a little bit more work this year. Give me a bit of a promotion.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so there seems to be a good answer. I'm going to go ahead and put this on onto.
Man, you're trying to do something every night of the week. I don't know if I'm going to be on every night of the week.
Well, it's not every night of the week.
Well, it'll be -1 at this point.
Yeah. Come on. It doesn't want me to let me copy it. Oh, well. So we've gotten, we got 67% yes, 17 and 17 for the days of the week. 6 votes. So 6 people out of 15 have voted. So I'll probably put it out on the community tab. I'll pull out on the community tab to get other people around. But yeah. I figured, start reading it and get your ideas, what you people think about it. Those that want to listen to it, and talk about character development and stuff. And some of the ones I read, the storyline's good, but the characters are one-dimensional, not even two-dimensional. They're one-dimensional, and. Yeah, and especially these supporting characters are like, wow. Your character is acting so involved with this supporting character we know nothing about. Why is he involved? Why is he or she involved? So emotionally involved with this nobody character. Vanessa Kitty, how's it going? All right. But yeah, just kind of want to see how everybody wants to do. All right, we got 7 votes.
Yeah, they still
8 votes. We got plain old yes up to 75.
You pick
which day? Pick a day. Pick a day, or if you don't prefer a day, do yes. If you don't prefer, if you'd rather it be Wednesday or Sunday, pick a day. because Wednesday and Sunday also counts as a yes. There are no votes, which is good.
I can fix that. You want me to fix that?
Pick a day. Pick a preferred day.
I did.
So
I said I can
right.
fix the yes no thing.
Sunday.
Yeah. So yeah, Sunday's now at 22% and Wednesday's at 11.
I'm on my phone. I can't change my vote, so it was just a yes. Mine was a yes.
Yeah. So we got 9 votes on there now. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. So yeah. Oh, whenever I get writer's block, I go and pick up one of my go back on my Kindle. I got several of my favorite authors, a bunch of their books. I go, I'll go read this one for a little bit. And it's like, oh yeah, now I know what I want to do with mine. Not that I don't want to do that. I want to do something different for mine. But yeah, it gives me ideas that I changed and mutated about 40 ways. Like the people around me are mutated. All these people from UC Berkeley. Can't change. All right. So those that voted yes, if you want to pick a particular day, just go ahead and type it in the chat. That'll give me an idea of what whether you want Sunday or Wednesday at noon Mountain Time. And here comes Lewis back. So yes, you can type in an S or a W to say whether you want Sunday or Wednesday at noon Mountain Time, which is 2:00 Eastern Time.
I'd say Sunday.
That's what Sundays is. All right, we got 10 votes, and now it's 20% for Sunday, 20% for Wednesday, and the other 60% is yes. So 6 people said yes. 2 people are saying Sunday, and 2 people are saying Wednesday.
Now, if you do it at 2:00 Eastern Time, yeah, chances are good I ain't gonna be on.
Yeah. But hey, there's also replay too. Kaylin has a meeting at noon Central, which is 1:00. I'll be getting done by noon Central on Wednesday. So yeah. Tammy Harder said Sunday, so there's another one for Sunday. Yeah. So it looks like Sunday is going to be the preferred one for reading and going over the stories and stuff. Because because right now I got the first books in three of them completely done. I've started on the second books for 3 of them. One of the books has a spin-off. I've started it. That one's a hats off to Corsair Trainers. It's the Marine going off to do stuff to try to rescue one of the people, bring back one of the people that took off and go out and rescue him. So yeah, she's going out there after him. Yeah, it's a female Marine. Doesn't like crayons though. Got a couple others. I got outlines. I just got to start writing on the other ones. But I also may on some of them just start doing the writing. You guys watch me write and type and stuff. Talk about things, how we want, the different characters, developing the characters. You guys have some input from ground zero on a couple of the books here. Hang on, let me drop that down. And
I was watching a documentary on 9/11. And they were clearing everything out and putting the parking lot in, and they found a boat. underneath one of the towers or something like that.
That was, yeah. Yep. Started digging and found a boat from the 1800s under there.
Yeah. All right. So I got a Sunday and a Wednesday, so we're back even again. But
now you can just pre-record it and just post it whenever.
Yeah. Well, I want to get some. I could do it as a premiere, but I want to get some feedback and stuff. If I I got one. I got one that's totally not of the ones I was thinking about. One is called Myth, Lore, where Magic and Science Merge, and I've been working on that one for a couple decades. It's intense. I've got language stuff going on in that one, and that one's basically just a quick wrap up. It's in the future, 30, 40 years. They've discovered how to create a wormhole to go from point A to point B, sort of like warp drive, only it's instantaneous. And they're going to try to go out to. They found to the closest M-class planet they found. It's sitting in the sweet spot. It's all perfect, and
yeah, we can get there in about 3,000 years at the speed of light or some ridiculous thing.
Actually, it's 400 and something years at the speed of light.
Oh, is that all? Oh,
that's all. That's why they found how to create a wormhole from point A to point B.
You just keep believing.
Well, anyways, this is science and fantasy. Okay, where magic and science merge. All right, that's myth lore where science and magic merge. And anyways, what they're trying to do, there's this group called God's Own, saying, "Oh no, we shouldn't even be going to the moon or to Mars. God wants us to stay here on Earth." Well, they try sabotaging it and basically cause a nuclear detonation near it just as it's going. And so instead of going from point A to point B, they go from point A to point A. 800,000 years in the past.
Okay.
When you go to the moon,
guess what they find?
Nothing.
There's no asteroid belt. There's a planet there.
And reptilians on the world. Yeah.
No, there are dragons, but the planet where Earth is at is smaller than Earth, and the planet out where the asteroid is about the same size as Earth, and it's got like a Pangea continent on it and all blue water and everything else. Yeah. They go down. They find ogres, high elves, orcs, dragons, gnomes, dwarves. Fairies.
Yeah, well, you keep writing that one.
that's a long one. And I've had help on that one from some other authors working on it, kicking in stuff. But that's one. But the ones I want to talk about mainly, and another one's called Once a Hero, is a modern anti-terror, anti-terrorism fighting the radicals around trying to take over the world. And so anyways, but there's a Pilgrim is one where it's a sort of like Pilgrim is sort of like Logan's Run, but a little bit different. Same thing down the premises. There's these cities like Logan's Run cities, and Pilgrim wanders from one to the other. But the for Against the Wind saga, which is the one I'm doing, where is it? So there's Against the Wind is the main one. The Family Compound series, The Scout and the Ninja, Whiplash, Survival Mode, Paladin, and Hardcore. I thought I had another one in there. Hang on.
Have you finished any of these books yet? Or are you just still writing?
Yes. I've got. All right.
I'm just asking because you're like, you keep saying, I want to check this one, check that one. I'm like, okay, did you actually finish any of these? Or are they like all like squirrel in progress?
No, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, there's 8 books. series of books. I've completed the lead off ones for 3 of them. I've got the outlines that I'm working on the others. And anyways, it's just I'm working on a lot of them that way. They're the and of course some of my friends are mad at me at the one series called The Scout and the Ninja, because it turns out there's a love story going on in there, and the guys don't like it. Anyways, but yeah, working on different things going on. One starts off in LA, actually 2 starts off down in LA. Actually, one starts off in northern Idaho with half the group starting off in LA. The other one starts off in LA farther north. The other one is in Arizona. Another one is back in West Virginia. Another one is up in the Wisconsin area. And another one is in Missouri, where they're starting off.
So do you have like a whole bunch of like flashbacks and flash forwards and a couple flash sideways in there?
No.
Okay.
But some of the things that are happening is because of what's going on with the government trying to recover and help everybody, and certain motorcycle gangs and other ravagers and stuff, groups coming up trying to hurt everybody. Some of these groups wind up traveling. They wind up traveling and interacting with some of the other groups. So things that affect everybody, that's mentioned in each of the books about them, and such as the event, the chapter on the event happening, which is a planetoid traveling between the Earth and the Moon, which turns out to have a brown dwarf core. So it weighs more than the Earth does as it passes between it, and you can imagine all sorts of geological disasters from that. And then there's and then the different things, like every time there's the government, the government got a communications network set up, and they're making announcements and tell people what's going on in what parts of the country and stuff. So those announcements, show up in everybody's thing at the same time. The vice president dies. The vice president, several senators, a bunch of military leaders die in Cheyenne Mountain because a volcano nearby erupts and seals them in. And they get a new vice president put up, and so all this is going on all around. And so there's a lot of backstories, not actually backstories. It's little snippets, but generally they talk about the people as they come into it and talk a little bit about them and stuff. So yeah, it's some cool stuff, I think. I'm trying to write along the lines that Jerry Ahern and William, I just lost his name. Crap. Also, Jerry Ahern, Jerry Young, Thomas A. Watson, and dang, I can't think of the other one right now. Trying to think of newest, oldest. Let me go this way here, see if I can find that. I'm looking to see the William Johnstone is the other one. He wrote the Ashes series. One of my favorite books was the Ashes series. Psycho Billy Chuck. Hey, how's it going? Uh-oh. Tammy says we have 3 wildfires burning in Minnesota. Wait, Minnesota shouldn't be dried out yet to be able to have a fire going yet.
Oh, up here in Canada, we've got some forest fires going along in mid-Canada here. It's already 2 lives already.
Oh man.
We haven't had very much rain since the snow melted.
Yeah.
Like the farmers, when they're tilling and planting,
Mhm.
you should see the dust clouds behind them or whatever way the wind might be blowing.
Yeah. Okay, get this up here. Just to give you an idea how I'm working on this. This is my spreadsheet tracking the people from the book Against the Wind. You got main characters, you got other people coming in, other relatives, other family groups, people from the town. You got the venture crew troop, and people from that. You got all these other ones coming in. You got federal agents, you got sheriffs, deputies, you got truckers and their families. You got farmers and other ones coming around, and yeah. So that's how I track the people for the group, and I can track where they are at the top here. So this one here works good. Start at book 1. I run everybody's ages so I can track people as they get older. Start at book 2. When I do start at book 3, I'm going to track everybody going on. Like tracking, Danny Rourke marries Mick Ahern. Ron Cassidy marries Jerry Gray. I keep track of all that sort of stuff too. Births, deaths, and all sorts of fun stuff. So
And you got way too much time on your hands.
when I can't sleep at night, like last night I went to bed at 10:30, 11:15. Oh, I could not. I tried. My eyelids would not close. So I go in there. I start. Then around 4:30 this morning, all of a sudden it's like, oh, go back to bed. Go to bed.
Don't you just hate that?
30, back awake.
Don't you just hate when that happens, Gil?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Cool. Yeah. William W. Johnstone? His son has taken over writing some stuff on his stuff. He also wrote a bunch of westerns, a whole boatload of westerns. And my dad, actually, I found out after my dad died, I found a couple of his western books in my dad's stash of western books. But yeah, so there's going to be some fun stuff going on.
I'm gonna bail here.
Yeah.
I'm
Time.
recovering
Yeah.
from literally sliding down about 8 steps on my butt on Tuesday, and I have a bruise the size of my butt. And
What about the small of your back?
big butt? No, small on my back's fine. It was all on the left cheek. I tried to turn the other one, but it didn't work. Anyway.
Before you drop. Okay. The term "turn the other cheek" has to do with the Jewish religion back then of a clean hand and unclean hand, as well as other religions that pick it up the same thing. And so what they would do is they would slap you with the left hand because they ate with the right hand. And if you turned the other cheek, it made them either have to slap you with the right hand, which they're not supposed to do, or turn differently to address you straight on to be able to hit you the other cheek with the left hand.
Yeah, whatever.
So
At that point, they can still kiss my cheek.
my boss used to say, "Well, if someone said turn the other cheek," he goes, "No, they can kiss the little brown rosebud of my little lily white and stop."
Yep.
And he would stop and just smile. All right, everybody. So coming up here, let me go ahead on tomorrow on Camp Patton Family Compound for Friday Night in the Homestead. The topic is why growing what you eat is so important. All right. Saturday at 2:00 Eastern, I'm going live with Shadow Scout Swede. The topic is about prepping the basics and stuff, or what is that's to be on it. And so we're gonna bounce around on that as well. But in the afternoon at 2 Eastern, that is 2 Eastern, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 Mountain Time, is After the U.S. Economy Collapses, What Are Your Plans? Monday on Camp Patton Family Compound for the Monday Night Fireside Chat is 5 survival meals using using pantry staples. So stuff you have in your pantry all the time, how to come up with 5 survival meals. Next Tuesday here is, should you organize a CAG? That's Community Assistance Group. So we're going to talk about, we'll also talk about a MAG, a CAG, an LLC, and lone wolfing a little bit at the beginning. We'll talk about should you not, what things you're going to do if you decide you do want to do one. And we'll talk about options, stuff like that on next Tuesday. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming in, and stay happy, stay safe, add to your preps, enlarge your garden, and learn a new skill. And we'll see you tomorrow on Camp Patton Family Compound. Take care.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.